Hey, Joe here with S3 Archery, and wanted to come to you today and do a product review that we've been wanting to do for the past 2 or 3 weeks, but unfortunately the weather here in Minnesota just has not cooperated. So the temperatures have been hovering around 0, -10, and -20 for the past 2 weeks. So just haven't had the opportunity to get out here and show off the bow I picked up at Kalamazoo. And we've actually been accumulating quite a few requests from subscribers to do a product review on this bow. So finally got a break in the weather. It's about 10 degrees out, sun is out, it's gorgeous Minnesota standards for February/March, and I'm just gonna go through this bow and give you my first impressions really of it. Product review first impressions. Unfortunately, because the weather has been so cold, I haven't had the opportunity to put a lot of arrows down range with this bow, but I have shot a couple hundred and can give you a good idea about this bow after those shots. So let's just kick it off. I'll go one section at a time, and if I forget anything, feel free to post a comment underneath the video, and I'll be happy to respond to you and tell you my impressions of it. So what is this bow? What are we talking about here? We're talking about the New Wood Stealth longbow. So New Wood longbows, based out of Myrtle, Wisconsin. It's about 1 hour east of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And this is their Stealth model, which is their Reflex-Deflex Longbow model. So you can see that right here. You've got that nice deflex here like a longbow, and then you've got this nice reflex back. So this bow is really just stunning in real life as far as the shape of this bow. There's a lot of Reflex-Deflex longbows out there, and a lot of them have this deflex and then it straightens, where this bow, it has a nice reflex back. I mean, it really gives an elegance to this bow and makes it look amazing, whether you're shooting it, it's hanging up on the wall, hanging up at the rack at a local archery shop. I mean, it really looks good relative to other longbows. So that's this bow. This particular bow that I purchased, it's 53 pounds at 28 inches. With this bow I have about a 29.5-inch draw, so I'm pulling about 58 pounds, which is quite a lot. I shoot 47 pounds with all my other bows, so to go up to 58, 59 pounds is quite the jump for me. So I don't see myself using this bow full-time. The Great Northern is definitely my full-time bow, but for a great hunting option to get some great knockdown power, this is going to be a fantastic bow for me. So 58 pounds, 64 inches end to end, and like I said, New Wood Stealth longbow. As far as wood choices that we're dealing with here, this muted grayer color is Myrtle wood, and then we have a really nice strip of Cocobolo going through the middle of the riser, and then the limbs are actually a Brazilian wood known as Cerejeira wood. So just a very attractive, stunning looking grain, actually very exotic for sure. And when you look at them individually, you wouldn't think that these woods would really work well together and complement one another, but seeing it in real life, hopefully on this video you can see how it all ties together. It is a stunning piece of artwork that the bowyer Chris Hartwig has pulled together for this bow. So that's really the limbs, and then the overlays are Cocobolo at the base, and then you have Myrtle on top of that. So looks very nice. Everything ties together nicely. Fit and finish of this bow is fantastic. The one thing that is a little unique is with his overlays. They're not subtle. They definitely stack on top of each other. It seems like with a lot of bows you can't feel the transition of the overlays. They're just there. Where with this bow, it definitely, you can tell that there's more wood being stacked on top. It's not overly subtle with the overlays, but it doesn't. It's not visible. It's not visible that that's happening. You can only feel it with your hands. So that just brings me to my next point: price point. New Wood longbows. New Wood Longbow Stealth in particular. So this bow, I picked it up at the Kalamazoo Traditional Bowhunters Expo for $600, which anyone who's been looking around at custom bows knows that is an insane price for a custom longbow, and for a custom longbow with all these exotic woods in it. So New Wood Longbows is a relatively new company. They've been out for about 10 years, and like I said, they're based out of Myrtle, Wisconsin, and the master bowyer, Chris Hartwig, I think what he's trying to do is he's actually pricing under the market quite a bit, given the performance and the aesthetics of his bows, and the fit and finish of them, and he's just trying to get his name out there and have people start talking about New Wood Longbows and how great they are. So the price point of this bow is definitely not a reflection of the quality or the performance of it, because after shooting it, it is amazing. It is very, very powerful, very stable, very, very accurate. So don't let the price point fool you, but if you're looking for an amazing option for saving some really good money and having a great custom longbow that's built to your specs, whatever you want as far as wood choices, definitely check out New Wood Longbows and call up Chris Hartwig. Pretty amazing. So as far as the shelf, it is cut to center without any pads on it, and when you put a riser shelf pad on it, depending on the thickness of the pad, it's going to make this bow that much out from center. So if you have an 1/8 inch thick pad, you're an 1/8 inch out from center. If it's a 1/16 of an inch, you're a 1/16 inch of out from center. So you can fine tune that way, but the actual shelf is cut to center. So that's the spec on that. The grip, it's kind of a hybrid longbowy recurve grip. It's not high wrist by any means. It's definitely a low wristed grip. But what's amazing is he has this nice thumb cutout. I don't know if the sun is going to make it show up very good, but he has this great thumb grip, basically, where it feels right when it goes in your hand. It fits just perfectly. So I'm not sure if you can see that little cutout, but it goes right in and makes for very positive hand placement and grip placement each time you shoot this bow. So really, really nice grip if you're wanting a low longbow grip, but actually it forms to your hand compared to just a Howard Hill type grip. Another really nice feature of this New Wood longbow. So we talked about the amazing woods. We talked about the specs of this particular bow. The big thing that I was talking about is the profile of this bow, how beautiful it is. And then to top it all off, if you've been following S3 Archery for the last couple months, you saw me post a Why Choose Traditional Archery video. And in that video, I talked about a huge component of traditional archery and your equipment is the meaning behind it. Having something speak to you and knowing that when you're holding your bow or you're shooting these arrows, there's something special about it for you. It's not just made out of a machine. And this New Wood longbow Stealth is definitely in that category as far as special piece of equipment, because one, it's based out of Myrtle, Wisconsin, which is only about an hour or two away from my location right here, so that's really cool to know it's a local boy. Two, while he uses the exotic veneers, the exotic woods, the actual limb cores that are made in this bow are made off of his property. So how cool is that? Actually, right out of Myrtle, Wisconsin, the limb core, the trees get chopped down and then they get made into the wood for these bows, and then he puts them into each one of his bows. So when you shoot a New Wood longbow, that wood, the power that's being pushed out of that bow, it's from Myrtle, Wisconsin. It's not some random wood that came from Oregon or came from overseas. It's right out of homegrown Wisconsin. So super duper cool. I don't know where the woods came from for any of my other bows that I've got. I think I own like 5 bows now. I don't know where they really came from. This one I know exactly where the wood came from, and that is just really cool to me. So if you're someone looking for that extra meaning in traditional archery, and you're looking for a bow that really has some cool meaning behind it, definitely check out New Wood Archery as well. So I'm gonna change the camera around, show you guys the profile of this bow, and then I'll go back, take a couple shots from about 18 yards, so you can see the performance and hear how quiet this bow is. It doesn't have very good silencers on it, but you can hear how quiet it is, and then we'll conclude the video. So hang on 1 second, we'll set the camera up. So I've just got the block sitting over here, and I'm just going to take a couple profile shots for you, and then we'll just take a couple long distance shots, and we'll call it a day. So here we go. I said, look at really the shape of the reflex deflex. Just a pretty stunning looking profile for a longbow. So really like that. So here we go, guys. So that's the profile of the bow, and let's go back, set it up, take 2 more shots, and wrap up the video. Alright, so we're back here. We're at about 18 yards. I'm on an ice patch right now, so I'll have to actually move forward a little bit probably, but we'll be shooting at about 16 yards, 17 yards then, and just show you a couple shots with the new wood longbow. She's fast, I'll tell you that. My Great Northern bush bow, shooting these exact arrows, these are 560 grain S3 custom arrows that we'll probably do a review on later and start showing you guys, generating a little interest around that. But 560 grain sear arrows, the Great Northern bush bow shoots them about 158 feet per second. This bow, obviously, it's 12 pounds more than the Great Northern. And so it's shooting 58 pounds, 59 pounds with these arrows. So it's slightly under 10 grains per inch, but I haven't chronoed it, but I would bet it's easily 175 coming out of this bow with some really big heavy arrows. So it's going to be a really nice bow for hunting with some knockdown power. So that's really its purpose, and it's kind of nice if you can shoot 560 grain, 600 grain arrows, and they shoot the exact same speed as your 47-pound bows with ultralight carbons. That's pretty nice, pretty cool. Help you out with yardage estimation too when you're switching between bows, because they're all going the same speed, even though the arrow weights are completely different. So let's just take a couple shots and call it a day. So pay attention to how loud this bow is when it goes on, and also the speed. If you guys have been following our videos, you know how long it takes arrow really to go 16, 17 yards. It's where we shoot from a lot is 20 yards. So it's going to be pretty fast. These arrows aren't tuned, as it said, so you're going to see some wobble in them. So try to keep the comments minimal as far as the arrows not being tuned. We know they're not tuned, but we'll have some better ones coming up. So get off this ice patch and take a couple down there and see how we do. Pretty quick. So, pretty darn fast. But we'll definitely do better, more shooting videos with it in 2015. But for right now, that's pretty much the best we can do as far as the setup. So hopefully this helps you. I definitely encourage you to check out the New Wood Archery or New Wood Longbow's website. I'll put it below on the screen right now. And otherwise, until next time,